Well, the first part of my day is over. I am done qualifying, and actually I did train our newest horse, Sparkling Volo, this morning. I don't know. You have to assume when you buy a horse that's been off for 13 days, you have to assume there hasn't been a lot of work done with the horse. But this was my only opportunity to sit behind the horse and get a feel for him. So I said, you know what, we'll roll the dice. I'll go a mile with him today and we'll see how he is. I went out and went with the hobbles on him, and he made a break. And rather than tinker with him, which I could have done, I just said, you know, he just felt to me like he doesn't like the hobbles that much. I took the hobbles off and trained him a mile and 2.2 this morning. I thought he was pretty good. Now, that's still a long ways to go. And you can tell when we're dealing with young horses how important that confidence is. We'll talk about that in a minute as it pertains to Raging Handover. But, yep, got up this morning, got underway. I was a little bit late getting underway. A wicked headache. And it's this weather. When it's about to rain or it's about to snow, I don't know if you guys are the same way, but I get a vicious headache. And it isn't, I shouldn't say vicious. It wasn't vicious. It was just annoying all day long. So I get up a little bit late, had a shower, get over to the Meadows. I went with Captain Incredible. He was fine. Somebody said, put a little skip in the last turn, but never felt like he was going to run. I'm not so sure he didn't get shied away from the whip or something from the guy in front of him, because I don't really know what he did. He seemed fine to me before and after he put that step in, and I couldn't really understand what I just saw. And then as I saw Dean, the gentleman on the front, hit his whip over his shoulder and kind of leaning off to the side, I thought that maybe he got touched with the whip or spooked with the whip, but I can't say that for certain. I have no idea. But he finished up his mile good. I was happy with the way Captain Incredible looked. Went out with Raging Handover, and I was on pins and needles, but more importantly, the horse was, right? You can feel it. Like his confidence level is in the toilet. And when I went to go out of there with him, the gate was rolling out of there. And I went up to see the starter after, and he knew. He said there was something with the throttle, and the truck was a new truck or something. They were just trying to get everything sorted away. I was just going to tell him, listen, kind of scooted through the turn a little bit there, a little hard, and you're not going to have very many maiden trotters that are going to be able to keep up to that. And as I approached the window of the truck, somebody must have said something to them at some point this week. I wasn't angry. He said, I know. And I said, it's not a big deal. He goes, new throttle. He said, we're just trying to get a handle on the truck. Kind of got away on us in the turn and got rolling along pretty good. I said, that's fine, as long as you guys know what you did and you're working on it. Not a big deal. Just seemed like, yeah, as you said, going through the turn a little quick. And I wasn't going to race Raging Handover up onto the gate. If you're going to leave me there, then okay, fine. He was just a little bit off the gate. I just wanted to get him around cleanly. He felt good to me, but you can feel him very tentative the whole way. And that's just confidence. As if this is the way we need him shod, which it feels like it is, if this is the way we need him shod, he'll get better and better and better every start. But as I said to you guys last week, and as I said to one of my partners this morning, you just got to be patient. You got to be patient with him. It'll be fine. You just got to give the horse a little bit of time. So, and his mile in its own right, 59.3, last half 58.3, wasn't a bad mile. I was happy with him. I want to see him get back to that 54, 55, but it can't be just on his terms. It has to be on our terms also. There has to be some consistency, and that will come from confidence. So we're well on our way now. He got his qualifier out of the way, and he looked very, very good. So I was happy with those two, and as I said, Sparkling Volo, I went with him this morning and was happy with him. Also, he'll qualify next Tuesday. I think he's going to shed the hobbles. Here's another horse. Made a lot of breaks in his life, had hobbles on. I assume, shouldn't read into that, I believe he's had hobbles on, but made a lot of breaks in his life. And another horse that we're just going to have to be very cautious with as we start him out. Today's training mile, he seemed kind of bomb-proof to me. I was very, very happy with him, but we'll see what comes of today's training. Got to draw blood tomorrow. Again, as I said, he's been off quite a while since his last qualifier in Lexington. How much did they do with him? I have no idea if they did anything with him. So if he's a little crampy today after his training, then it'll show up in his blood tomorrow morning. But he seemed fine to me. I checked in with him afterwards. He was over there eating his lunch, seemed really sharp. He's a gigantic animal, a big, big boy. My initial thought was, let's get him back to Northfield. I don't think that horse is going to get around Northfield very well. What I will will tell you is if he seems really good at the Meadows, he might find his way to Mohawk at some point this winter. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Be quite the pickup. Anyway, we'll keep chipping away. We'll pick up some of those, ponds, the foundation of what we're trying to do this winter and this fall. Every year we try to do the same. We have some horses dog-eared in Harrisburg. Yes, we're going to be looking at aged horses, and yes, there's going to be an opportunity for people to let us know if they want to be involved with the racehorses or if the babies. The buckets, they're ready in theory. I just have to shuffle them out to Eric and get him to put them on the site. So you'll likely see them pop up later this afternoon into early this evening. I think the way it's going to look is we're going to have, again, under popular demand, a bucket that will be built for a high-end pacer, a bucket for a high-end trotter, which I didn't think there was an appetite for, but there is. Thank you very much. 2 to 3 PA trotting colts. I would like to get a New York bred. As I said, it will likely be a trotting filly. That's what I'm aiming for anyway. And potentially a New Jersey pacer. I mean, that's hard to say, hey, we're going after a New Jersey pacer. It's going to have to be a perfect sting, right? We were lucky with the one we had last year. That doesn't mean you double down when many of them were skeptical this year. But ours wasn't. So that's kind of what we're looking at. That's kind of what I'm looking at, what I'm looking to do for Harrisburg. If you'd like to participate and partner, those buckets will be going up this afternoon, maybe tomorrow at the latest, but we'll get them up and out for you. But for right now, I want to focus on what's ahead. We had a great start to the day so far. We have Arrowhead Hanover coming up. I'm a little, there's a little trepidation when it comes to racing this horse very hard. Been off almost 3 weeks, trained him in 2 minutes, but coming into a stiff class with the 8-hole. We'll see how that plays out today, and then I got to get right in the car and drive into what is supposed to be a rainstorm and race the last 2 at Northfield Park. So that's the plan thus far as we head into the latter part of Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a decent Tuesday. We'll talk to you all very soon. Good luck to everybody at the track.